What about the message of Christianity specifically so inspired you to start accepting it as like truth?
Man, I'm so glad you asked that question, because I think the world needs to know, whether it's one person, 20 people, 1,000, they all need to know about the grace and uh, mercy of God, and that there's not a bunch of rules. So I was staying away from God. I'm partying. I'm out there kicking it, doing my thing out at the club, right? And just the wild heathen, as the my aunts and family would call it. I'm like, oh, this is the good life, right?
Yeah.
But I would have these certain times that when I'm out there partying, and I felt God talking to me, and I would be in a corner at a party. Everybody's drinking, smoking, wilding out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, why are you talking to me right now? And it wasn't an audible voice. It was just like, I found myself in a corner thinking about God, and there's more for you.
Mm.
And I would verbally talk to God. I'm like, hey, God, I'm just really trying to enjoy this moment. Like, I don't really want to be like talking about God right now.
Yeah.
Right. So I felt him. But I felt like I couldn't go to church because I had family members. I had church people, Christians. You're not good enough. You don't do enough. Your piety is lacking.
Yeah.
Everything about, and so it makes people run from God.
Totally.
I had enough people come up to me. It was before I was 19. I'd have people saying, hey, you're going to do something in God. Your group is made to do something in God. And I just said, man, God's talking to me so much. One more person tells me something about God, then I'm gonna just go to church and see what's up. Yeah. Even though my family told me I'm not good enough. Mm-hmm. Right. So it's not all my family. There's certain family and Christians made me feel judged.
Yeah.
So I one more person came up to me at a football game, and I knew it. I saw him, and it was about 10,000 people. I saw two people just walking behind me. I told my friend, I said, there's two guys there. He said, what do you mean two guys? There's like 10,000 people back there. I said, no, but there's two guys I picked out. I guarantee they're going to come up and talk to us about God. And they caught up with me, tapped me on the shoulder, started talking, being real cool, real nice. And I was about to fly out the next day to go record my album with Evan Rogers and Carl Sturken, who produced the Rihanna first album. And they finally got to it. They said, hey, so what do you think about God, Jesus? I said, there it is. But I told my friend, I said, hey, whatever they say, we're going to listen because we're supposed to. And I said, we're not going to shoo them off.
Yeah.
Guy said, come to church with me. I said, hey, I'm going out to record an album, but I'll be back. When I come back, I'm going to church. I went to church with them, and I learned, here's to answer your question, a long way to answer your question. And I'm giving all that context because I think there's a lot of people who feel like I feel. They don't want to step in church doors. Totally. They feel judged and condemned. This guy, Pastor Mike from Faith Family Church, at the time it was Canton Christian Fellowship, he was 32 years old. I was 19. And some of the things he said about God's love, that there aren't rules, all these rules. The two things God wants is you just to love him, put him first, acknowledge God, and then love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you can do those two things, you'll cover all these things. And he told me that I don't care what you do on the weekends. Just keep coming to church. You just keep coming. We love you no matter what. All of us in here have fallen short of the glory. All of us in here have a past, and we accept every single person. God accepts every single person. You're special to him, and you're going to go out after you leave this church, and you're going to mess up a whole bunch of times. But God's still loving you because you've acknowledged him. Just like we as parents, we just don't like your son smarts off to your wife. Get out the house. Never come back. I'm like, hey, here, we're going to work through this, son. We're going to do this. So he really taught me about the mercy and the grace and the forgiveness that's in God. And I always tell people, when you got that first F, D, straight C's in high school, junior high, you weren't as smart as the guy who got the straight A's. Did you drop out? No, you just kept coming back.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it right. You don't drop out of school. But when we do one little sin, we feel like I got to drop out of church, which is the school of life to me.
Yeah.
We don't drop out of school. Don't drop out of church.
Yeah.
Just keep going back. You'll get that F up to a D, then you'll get it up to a C. Then you may not ever get it up to A's, but Jesus Christ got the A's for us. He took the test.
I love that.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for checking out this clip from the Practical Theism podcast. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to check out the full episode, you can do so by finding it on our YouTube channel. Definitely consider subscribing and ringing that little bell so you can continue to get updates, notifications when we release new episodes and new clips just like this one. I hope to see you soon.